Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Redux What Ifs. Now, I took a break, just posted hella stuff when the new year came in, you know what I mean? Even though the real new year is in March. But, I just want to tell y'all, Happy New Year, man. I appreciate all y'all. Hold on. Let me drink some of this orange juice because this shit be busting for real. Hold on. Oh man, yeah, that shit good. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, I took a little break, man. I'm going back to trade school and all this other stuff, so everything's going really good. I just wanted to take a break to myself to get back into the swing of things, and I did not forget about the other what ifs. I will be dropping the other what ifs, but I'm going to start a new series right now. I know I'm all over the place. I got to get my freaking schedule together when it comes to these what ifs. But regardless, I just want to give y'all something like I really want to take my time and actually doing for real, along with the other what ifs, because, y'all deserve the best. Since y'all be helping me out and running these videos up, I really appreciate that. Y'all really should run up that Sakuna stuff too, bro, because, the Sakuna videos be going crazy. I needed to go crazier. So I appreciate y'all if y'all fuck with this what if. And this what if is going to be what if Deku, or a.k.a. Izuku Midoriya, was Han Daewei from God of High School. Or basically, what if he had his powers, basically. Or if you really want to be more technical, what if Izuku was Izuku was Daewei Han's reincarnation. I'm not gonna say too much about it. We just gonna hop right into this what if, and without any further ado, I'm gonna let this intro play, and we finna get into the what if.
You got my heart racing. Only one I'm chasing. Smoking up blood in your face. Send his ass to the pavement. If a nigga think I'm playing, Maddie on me, she gon' shake it. Niggas hating, but I'm a
Now, we start this what if off in a God of High School universe, right? We're just gonna say that after basically after Jin Mori and Daewei Han defeat Mojin Park, right? And he does basically Mori does the fucking Enzo kick, which is like that huge perfect circle that represents Buddha and the perfect circle of enlightenment and shit. And after all the powers got absorbed into Mori Jin, Mori decided to let Daewei keep his powers as he passed it on. As he said, find a suitable user to have all my skills and, all my powers that I have. And may they use it to the best of their ability. As in the good words of Morihjin, do whatever you want. And so he sent his abilities off, like basically the sword of Tathagata and the robe of the king, the robe of the great Jade Emperor and all the other stuff. So he sent it off, ends up into the universe, and it just sits and waits till it finds a suitable user. We're gonna time skip where Deku goes to the quirk doctor, and basically there we already know he was quirkless, and he started feeling really bad about it. Bakugo accessed his quirk, and they used to be really good friends, but then after he got his quirk, Bakugo really started bullying Izuku really bad to the point where where he basically was like, you're not a friend no more. And so that didn't stop Deku. I'm going to make him a little different. That didn't stop Deku. Deku, instead of, he knew that he was quirkless, he was still sad about it, but at the same time, he wanted to do something about it. So therefore, he asked his mom if he could take, martial arts classes, specifically Kyoshin karate classes, as he watched a video or basically a movie about it, and how it was basically the same moveset from God of High School transferred into the My Hero universe, and he was really inspired by that. And so his mom decided to let him take it. So let's just say, even though we're gonna time skip through we're gonna say middle school, right? Even though Deku was quirkless, nobody bothered him because they knew he was a very proficient martial artist, right? And so he could handle his own even when he's like getting, jumped by groups who have quirks, right? Hold on. Let me go get some more orange juice, man. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, no. I'm gonna fuck with the apple juice today. I don't know, man. It's like these drinks just be hitting different on a Saturday afternoon. You just waking up and you just, hold on. You just gotta get that drink in, man. So right now I'm drinking this orange juice. Hold on. Ooh, that shit hit every fucking time. I'm not cutting this out, by the way. You already know me. When I do what ifs, I don't cut nothing out unless it's really too loud or, it deserves to be cut out. But since y'all already know, yeah, like y'all be fucking with me like this, and I'm very uncut about things, and I still like to keep things going. I'm not gonna cut that out. If I drink, y'all could drink. Basically, not no alcoholic beverages. I do not endorse that. I'm just talking about juices and water. But back to the what if. Yeah. So even though he was quirkless, everybody was like, don't mess with Deku. And after he, was trained up enough, he started to develop, confidence in himself, and he had a different mindset as this Kyoshin karate place was basically, let's just say that he it was an old man that had like a strength enhancing quirk, and he was able to make, every time he did his special moves, he was able to make, things blow back or split rivers in half. And so he put Izuku through a very hellish training regimen, but it still made Izuku stronger than most than the average, fighter that does train. And so he went through middle school, pretty good, and then this is when everything really started to take place, as he basically Deku was, writing in his notes, nerding out with the heroes, and then that's when Bakugo grabbed his notebook and basically blew it up in his hand. And then that's when let's say Bakugo couldn't take it anymore. And no, not Bakugo, Izuku couldn't take it anymore, and they started fighting. And Bakugo is not no like mindless brawler, so they be getting a fight. And that's when Deku used, like, he did the kick of the Red Phoenix, right? Kick of the Red Phoenix, and he kicked the shit out of Bakugo, and then that's when Bakugo, shot an explosion at him, and they both flew back. And so, they tried to stop the fight and all, but let's just say Bakugo was a little bit more, untamed than usual, and he grabbed Deku by the face and then, shot an explosion, and it fucked his eye up. Yeah, it fucked his eye up. Lost his vision, and it started hurting him really bad. And then that's when the fight broke up, and then Deku was screaming in pain as Deku had to go to the hospital. And so he laid there. They patched his eye up, but at the same time they said that his eye would never be recovered, that he lost his right eye. We'll go with the right eye, as he lost his right eye, right? And so, he was pretty hurt by that. And, his mom went to visit, but then she had to work. So she was working while Izuku was just still in the hospital recovering. And then that's when Izuku was like, is this it? Is this how I'm just gonna live my life? You know, with permanent blindness in my right eye. I can't do anything. I can't fight properly anymore. So, what am I supposed to do? So, he went up to the roof and he was about to end it all, really. And then that's when Don Highway or Highway Don, right? He appeared before Izuku, and he was like, if you feel like that, then go ahead, jump. And then he said, but remember, I don't think you would want to go out like this. If you say that you wanted to be a true hero like you wanted to be, why let this stop you? And then that's when Izuku said that, that he can't be anything anymore. He can't fight or nothing. He can't do anything right anymore. It's like every time he went to go do something right, something always goes wrong, and it overtakes the things that he has done right. And then that's when Daewei was like, I'll make a deal with you. He was like, if you become the number one hero that like you want it to be, then everything will be fixed. He said, but at the same time, you could do whatever you want. I'll just sit here and be a bystander and teach you a little bit of things, if you don't mind. And he was like, just shake my hand. And he was like, how can I shake a spectral being's hand? He was like, you never know till you try. And so that's when they both shake hands, and then that's when Daewei essence got absorbed into Izuku, AE remaking his eye, as he now has the eye of the sage in his right eye, as it's like the Omega sign in his eye. And then it just disappears as he's like, my eye, it is fixed. And then that's when in his conscious he said, of course. And then he brings him into like this mindscape of a training room, right? Like this big training room. Like it's just like it's like think of it like a blue crystal water, beautiful water. And it's just infinite with blue skies. That's the training ground. As he was like, now that you have your eye fixed, you have all my abilities, and I'm going to teach you step by step on how to use my abilities. And then that's when he said that we start training tomorrow, so go ahead and get your rest. He was like, this training won't take long, even though this is a mindscape. Amounts of time can pass by here, but let's just say if you're sleeping in your bed for 2 hours, we could get about almost 6 months training, 6 months worth of training in with 2 hours of you sleeping. And if you want to do a whole night when you sleep, a lot of progress can be made, but you have to be willing to do everything to become the number one hero in your own way. And so that's when Izuku bowed. He gave a respectful bow, and then he said, I'm ready to start. And we're gonna skip past the sludge villain, because let's just say All Might already taken care of that. And so yeah, and plus Deku was already in a hospital, so there wouldn't be no reason for the sludge villain to attack him if Bakugo already put him in a hospital. So yeah, we're gonna revamp the story a little bit. So this apple juice, bro, I'm telling y'all, man, you need to go fuck with some apple juice for real. But so with Daewei and Izuku training, this is gonna be like the training arc for Deku. And let's just say that he's not gonna join UA on the freshman year. He's gonna join in let's just say he's gonna join class 1A, right, in the sophomore year, if that makes sense, because I don't want Deku to, get in a little. Actually, you know what? Fuck all that. We're just gonna keep it canon. We're just gonna keep it canon. I'm not gonna try to, blow my head up trying to make this shit, make sense. So, shit, I'm already giving myself a headache already. But we're just gonna say that that's when that training, the 3 month training, 4 months training. I'm just gonna say he got 6 months worth of training. Actually no, he got like a 2.5 years worth of training using the differential of the mindscape that Daewei Han has. No, Izuku slash Daewei Han that they made together. And so he pretty much got all the moves down: Wave of the Blue Dragon, Fist of the Black Turtle. The only thing that he's trying to practice and do is first of all, he's trying to copy All Might's signature moves while trying to incorporate Kyoshin karate, as they're both using their perspective. They're both using Kyoshin karate as they begin a fight in they're sparring in the mindscape, right? And Daewei, uses a few jabs, left hooks, right hooks, a few kicks. Izuku dodges as they both counter each other's kicks, as they both cancel each other's kicks with kicks. And then that's when they both use Fist of the Black Turtle at the same time and they clash. And then that's when Deku begins to dodge, but he knew that Daewei Han was gonna do Wave of the Blue Dragon. So that's when he decided to do Wave of the Blue Dragon to cancel it out. So they both do Wave of the Blue Dragon, but since Izuku is a little bit more inexperienced with it, his dragon gets overtaken by Daewei's Han as they both make like a huge explosion, which makes the water like go in like a huge bubble. And then it starts raining as they both begin to like lock in and just go at each other with it. And so that's when Izuku decided to do Wave of the Blue Dragon again. But Daewei Han did a secret technique, the Ultimate Guardian dance, Ultimate Basics, which is really just the whole dance. But instead of using the Wave of the Blue Dragon, you basically pull that energy in and then use it as a basic punch, but you have to throw it at a certain speed at a certain time. You have to be neutral with it. So as you pull it out, it makes like a huge explosion as Deku feels like he just got hit by a fucking mountain, and a huge explosion just splits the infinite water that's in the mindscape as Deku is just, laying there passed out as he gets back up, and then he gets on one knee, and then that's when Deku was like, what was that move, Sensei Han? He called him Sensei, Sensei Han, Sensei Daewei, and Daewei explained that it's the ultimate move for the Kyoshin karate, as Wave of the Blue Dragon is a setup for it to release all the energy, while the Ultimate Guardian basics, you use the 4 dances, and then after you accumulated the energy, you have to hold the energy and not waste a single drop of energy, or it won't become it won't have the maximum output as he did. And so that's when he says, I'll only show you once, so you better memorize it. So he does the setup for the Ultimate Guardian basic, and after he does the setup, he uses he also enhances it with the inertia, and then the strong force control. And since his eyes can control the fundamental forces, as he does the punch again, and it basically is like a fucking nuclear explosion that he did, like basically evaporating the water and shit, and splitting a fucking infinite mindscape that they had. As Izuku was like, what did you just do? He was like, your fist was glowing. He said, oh, I forgot to tell you that too. Your eye is your new quirk. And he was like, what do you mean by that? You can control the fundamental forces. And then that's when Izuku was like, the fundamental forces. He was like, I could control them? And he was like, yes. With your eye, you can control the fundamental forces. But you have to train yourself to use your eye, because if you over exhaust your eye, it can cause backlash, and it drains stamina pretty quickly. So that's when Izuku asked more about what fundamentals can he control, and he said that basically he could control what is it? Strong gravity, weak gravity. He can control the electric magnetic forces. Basically, he could just call lightning from the sky, or just like coat his hands with lightning. He could control the weak force, basically messing with somebody's body at a subatomic level. He could use it to destroy structures or people, right? Strong force, he could bro. It's basically like a fucking nuclear bomb, or just small stars, bro. What else? Gravity too. Strong or weak gravity, right? And then there's like the sub levels too, where he could basically what is it? He could control friction. He could control the inertia, repulsive and attractive, matter conversion, sub-zero temperatures. Basically, what is it? And then he could, if he masters it, he could do the infinite punch, which is by using all the natural forces, causing it to bend space. And then he could creation of all things. He could create things out of nothing, or heal missing body parts to him or himself. Barrier creation too, and what else? That's pretty much it. He is basically fucking overpowered, bro. So yeah, that's basically like he's gonna be so fucking overpowered, bro. It's not even funny. But yeah, so that's basically what it is. And then he also will get the blade of Tagada and the robe of the sage, and yeah, that would definitely make him fucking bro. That would definitely make him broken, bro. So yeah, he has to practice with these, but it uses immense force on the body, so he has to like train himself up. And the first thing that Deku wants to start practicing is he wants to use gravity. He wants to start using gravity. He wants to use gravity and electromagnetic force. He wants to practice those two. He wants to he's not sure about using a fucking strong nuclear, but he still wants to get that mastered. But so after that, they begin to train using the Sage's Eye, as Daewei calls it, and that's what Deku calls it, the Eye of the Sage. And so he begins to use gravity as Daewei put him, let's say 50 times gravity, and Deku's job is to basically release that type of gravity off himself using the Eye of the Sage. And he found it difficult at first, but then he was able to lift the gravity off of him slowly, like let's reduce it by two times. And then once he got comfortable with it, he was able to put gravity on things like 2 times gravity, 4 times gravity, and if push comes to shove, 100 times gravity. But 100 times gravity is his max. That's his limit, where he could make things. That's the highest he could go for now. And with let's say with electromagnetic force, that he's able to coat his hands in lightning, or he could just puts his hands together and shoot lightning out of it. And so he's also to be able to create like an electromagnetic pulse that like shocks people, and also can literally cause an EMP, bro. And if he wanted to, he could black out his whole city. We're also gonna say let's say he does the weak nuclear force, which he's more comfortable with than strong nuclear. So it's basically like strong nuclear but weak nuclear, but it's strong nuclear but not on crack, basically. So he tends to use he likes using gravity, electromagnetic, and he's starting to use sub-zero, since he could do sub-zero temperatures, since it's like a deviation from the fundamental forces that he can. It's basically like a sub-fundamental force that he can access. And so with that, Daewei Han just tells him to, keep practicing his ultimate guardian basic dance, the ultimate basic punch, and he'll be okay. And he's glad that he has the confidence in himself to pursue heroism. And then that's when Deku gives a respectful bow, thanking Daewei Han, as Daewei Han begins to disappear, as Deku was like, "Where are you going?" And he starts to get teary-eyed. And then Daewei Han says that it seems like his time here has come to an end. He taught him everything that he knows, so it's better to put it to use than just crying over something that was gonna happen eventually. And then that's when Deku wiped the tears off his face. And then that's when Daewei Han said before he left. That's when Daewei Han said, "A friend once told me this: when you have good power, just do what you want, but make sure you could live with the consequences." He said, as long as you protect people, and do what's morally right for you, you could do whatever you want. If you want to be a hero, be a hero. If you don't want to be a hero, don't be a hero. He said he's not here to judge him. He just wants to lead him in the right direction. And then with that being said, Daewei Han has officially merged with Deku, as his soul went back to his universe, but his powers and things stayed, as Daewei Han already set up trials for Deku to access the sword of Tagha, cause bro, that sword is fucking OP, bro. And the robe of the sage. It's only when if all else fails, that will be like a fail-safe option for him to summon the sword of Tagha, and using the sage of the robe's sage, right? But y'all not gonna hear all that. He went through his training arc, so it's time for him to go to the UA exams, right? So you already know what happens. He pulls up, he's ready to take it. Instead of him wearing his usual shit, we're gonna say that he's wearing, let's just say that he's wearing like he's on his cultivation shit, basically. He's wearing like a trench coat robe that signifies like the sage of the Jade Emperor's robe, but it's not like a fucking like his robe. It's like a trench coat of a robe, and he got the button up shirt. He got the buttoned up shirt with the black jeans underneath, and then he got let's say, I'm gonna give him some white Air Forces. Yeah, Deku wearing some white Air Forces, bro. And instead of his hair being green, it turned into like a dark green. Like it's still there, like you can see the green, but some people will mistaken it for black if he just like walks by. But it's like a dark greenish hair, right? And his eyes has changed. So there's one green eye, and then there's just one red eye with the basically the Omega symbol on it, as he begins to walk. And Deku, basically he walks, and he doesn't trip, but let's say Araka trips, and he catches her, and he asked if she was okay, and basically she was she got rizzed up by him, bro. She got put on the moves. You know what I mean? Like he just unspoken. He didn't even have to say nothing. All he said was, "Are you okay?" And she was took. She got took. That's what happened. And so they begin to talk, and Ida comes over there saying that you're trying to distract her. And, with Deku getting all the training that he has, he really doesn't want to hear what Ida has to say. So he just walks away. And so they get in, take their seats, do the questions, even though Izuku did, train in a mindscape hell of a lot, he still had time to study, and, he passed that shit with flying colors. And so President Mike explains the rules to the to the students taking the exam. If y'all already watched My Hero, you already know the rules. There's no need for me to explain the rules. You already know what happens. Everything goes to Canada. That Ida basically gets loud. Tries to tell President Mike that he didn't mention the 0-pointer, but President Mike was like, "If you would have let me get to there, you would have known. You fuck." But but basically after that, the door opens. As soon as the door opens, Izuku basically teleports. He basically teleports outside, as everybody was like, "What the fuck? Where did he go?" Especially Bakugo. Bakugo was surprised that Izuku was let's say Izuku was like, he was surprised that Izuku had a quirk, and he was like, so this man just been holding his quirk back towards me because he thought I was just, beneath him. And so, Bakugo didn't take too kindly to that. But President Mike was like, there's no countdown on a real battle. Do what that kid did and go, go, go. And so they all ran out there trying to destroy 1-pointers, 2-pointers, maybe even 3-pointers occasionally if that pops up. And so, Deku's over here, using karate, Kyoshin karate, as he uses Fist of the Black Turtle, and he basically breaks the robot apart, as they were wondering because they didn't think that he had like a strong quirk, but at the same time, they're like, how is this kid able to break, beat these metal things down like this, right? Because they were pretty hard, but Deku's just going crazy. He did the blue kick of the blue dragon, as there was like a spiritual blue dragon that came out of Deku's foot and fucking destroyed this shit. As he did the dances, he did the Fist of the Black Turtle, kick of the Red Phoenix, claws of the Ballistic Tiger, and then that all led to the wave of the blue dragon, as he released like a fucking. It's basically like natural energy, like that he releases, and he released there was like a dragon that coiled around him as he was getting ready to release the wave, and so he released it, and then all this like it was like a huge like a tiny explosion happened, like you could feel it. The ground started shaking as everybody was like, who just made that explosion? And then all you see coming out the rubble and the smoke cleared, it was Izuku, as he looked at everybody, looked up at the building, and then just teleported to the he basically just teleported to the roof of the building, as he was like teleportation is very exhausting, as he was like, maybe I should use that less unless I'm in a pickle. And so that's when Izuku was just chilling on the building, and then he heard a scream as he teleported down, and then that's when the exhaustion started hitting, because while he was fighting the robots, he was using gravity on his fist to make his impacts hit harder, so he could only take down the robots in 1 or 2, sometimes maybe even 3 strikes or 3 attacks. And so he was a little bit exhausted as he tried to teleport towards her, but then that's when his eye started like hurting his head, and it was like he started convulsing, and so that's when his eye started to bleed a little, and he was like, I'm almost at my limit, so looks like I'm just gonna have to do this on foot then. And so he ran towards her, and everybody was in shock, like, why is he running towards her? And then that's when Izuku was like, are you okay? Can you move? And so that's when he was like, it was Uraraka. No, I'm not even gonna say it was Uraraka. Let's just say it was Momo. It was Momo that was fucking under the rubble, and she hurt her leg, right? And so she said that she couldn't move because her leg was like, badly sprained. Like you would have thought that shit was broken. So he tried to pick her up, but then that's when the 0-pointer was about to step on him, and they tried to stop the 0-pointer, but it malfunctioned. And then that's when Deku started to freak out for the first time in his life because he was like, he reached his limit, and he doesn't know what else to do. So what can he do? And then that's when a conversation that he had with Daewei when he was feeling the same way about not being able to do it, or have he ever felt nervous in a fight. And then that's when Daewei told him, like, yeah, he felt nervous in fights plenty of times, to the point where when he did fight, his life was always in constant danger. And then that's when Deku asked, like, what did you do about it? He was like, I closed my eyes, I breathed, and remembered my training. I remember my training, I remember my powers, and I remember, all the wins and losses that I got to make the warrior that I am today, to basically make sure I do keep winning. And when I do lose, I take those lessons. So when I'm faced with the same situation again, I know how to prevail. And then he said, all you have to do is to believe yourself and push past your limits, even if it might cost your life. As long as you know that you protected the people that you love and care about, and you protect people in general, and you did your best, then you have nothing to worry about. And so that's when Izuku was like, "You're right, Sensei." And then that's when his body began to emanate like a freaking flaming aura, like a greenish black aura, as Izuku he let's see, what did he do? He basically said that I can't waste any energy with this, as he said it might not be as potent as as Sensei's, but I hope this works. And so he quickly did all the dances. He did the fist of the black turtle, kick of the red phoenix, claws of the ballistic tiger, and wave of the blue dragon. But instead of releasing the wave, he held it. He did the wave motion and then held it. It's basically like he waved the motion, right, but he held it back into his fist, and then he got ready to release it. As Momo was worried, she was like, "Are you gonna help do something?" And she was prepared to get stepped on. And then that's when All Might transformed and sprinted out the building, because he was like, they're not gonna make it. And so everybody was getting worried, like everybody's watching on the camera. And so let's just say All Might sprinted out the building, and he basically dashed and flew out the door, right? He was jumping towards the He was jumping towards the entrance arena, right? And so that's when as the foot touched was getting close, that's when the foot came down, and Deku said now, and so he released the punch upwards, right? And then that's when he was like, Detroit. He said Detroit smash in his head for some odd reason. Let's just say he said Detroit smash in his head for some odd reason. And so he wanted to be like All Might, so he turned the trajectory of the punch up, and then his fist came in contact with the 0-pointer's foot, right? And then that's when he held it up there, and it just paused. But in reality, he just shot a fucking explosion through this 0-pointer. And so as soon as the impact caught up with the punch, the whole bottom foot of the 0-pointer got obliterated, right? It got obliterated, right? So All Might was in the air as he just saw the leg of this shit just disappear, like it just got obliterated. It blew up, right? And so it was a huge wind pressure that swept through the city, a huge ass explosion. and then the 0 pointer fell on top. The 0 pointer, it was like leaning towards Deku, so it fell on top, and then that's when Deku was like, "This is going to fucking hurt," and so he pushed Momo out the way. He got on top of Momo, and he basically put a barrier around himself, and everything just crashed. All this huge dust of clouds and smoke just came out of nowhere after the 0 pointer just crashed down on both of them, and it everybody thought like he basically did that for nothing, and so it turns out he didn't do it for nothing, because after, like, let's say 2 minutes pass and All Might gets there, let's just say the thing starts getting lifted. It starts getting lifted by Izuku, as he's using weak gravity force, and basically lifts part of the 0 pointer and then just throws it away like it was nothing. But when it lands, it just makes like a huge basically like a huge crater in the ground, as Izuku pops up, breathing hard. His robe is torn up a little bit, and his eye is bleeding a lot more. And then that's when he's holding Momo in a bridal style, and he walks down, and he says she needs treatment. And then that's when Izuku passes out, right? But this man hit a Zoro. He passes out standing up with her as she wakes up, and she notices that he's passed out, but he's still mumbling that he needs to save her. She needs treatment. He will do anything to save her, save one person, and he was just like mumbling that. And then that's when they were able to take her from Izuku's arms, and Recovery Girl comes out and starts to treat him, and then that's when Izuku falls back and passes out. And that's where I'm gonna be leaving this off. When we pick this what if up back next, we're gonna start off with the quirk assessment, as Aizawa will come through, and we're gonna dive deep in a little bit of what is it? We're gonna go over that, and then we're gonna go over the heroes versus villains assessment that they do. So stay tuned for episode 2, man. Make sure y'all run up that Sukuna and Young Justice what if 2, bro, because I've been going crazy with that since the first one went crazy. I thought y'all liked that, and it seems like y'all do, but y'all need to show a little bit more love. If y'all could show me a little bit more love, I would greatly appreciate that. And I still appreciate y'all for 65 subscribers. We almost to 100, bro. And I just can't thank y'all enough regardless, bro. Like I said in my other past what ifs and videos, if y'all want to do like a what if collab, I'm open to collabs. Just shoot me an email. I will be making an Instagram, so if y'all don't have an email, just I will put the Instagram link in my description when y'all go to my channel, so y'all could just shoot me a DM if y'all want to do collabs. And no, I do not charge for collabs, bro. I'm not finna tax you money for no collabs, bro. This is just some good time collabing, bro. Like honestly, like if there's a what if that you want to do, a what if idea where we have both of our characters that we want in the same universe and they interact or work with each other, I'm down for that. Like, I'm really down for anything. So just make sure that y'all hit the like button, subscribe, turn them notifications on. I appreciate y'all for all the love and support y'all been showing me. I want to go crazy for this new year, so let's go crazy together. And with that, this is Redux What Ifs signing off.